This show is for everyone working at the coalface. Digital, business, marketing, social. This is At the Coalface with your host, Jason Greenwood. So my first day on the job at HealthPost, just on my way into the office now. Thought I'd record a very short video, sort of give some of my thoughts on what this day may hold for me and sort of the things I'm going to be focusing on my first day. Obviously, first day is a lot of meet and greets and getting bedded in with your systems and your processes and your logins and your access details and all the, I guess, the operational stuff that's important to get under your belt. But beyond that, I think some of the key things I'm going to be thinking of are the things that I know versus the things that I don't know and I'm going to need to know really to perform well in the role. And some of the things I do know are obviously some of the technology platforms that they're running, a lot of their key technology partners and suppliers and the leads within those businesses. So obviously they run Magento, they run SLI systems for internal site search. I know Sean Ryan over at SLI very well. I know Mark Brixton over at SLI. I know a lot of the technology partners over there. I know their key development partner for Magento. I know it's Lero9, and I know Robert and Leanne very well, and I even know the project manager that we work with as HealthPost because she used to work at Exceed. So I have several years of experience working with her. So that's some of the things I know. I know they run Panalytics, and I know they run Moco Insights. I know Caroline Harrington over at Moco really well, and I know their key partner manager or their customer manager or account manager for Panalytics well. He's actually a former customer of Exceed's as well. So there's quite a few things I do know. I know the owner of HealthPost, and I know that they're very long-standing brand, have a history of over 25 years of supplying natural health products to New Zealand. I'm a customer of theirs, so I've bought a lot of products through them down through the years, so I know a lot of what their sort of service delivery looks like, and it's fantastic. I know Abel, the CEO, very well, and so there's a lot I do know about the business, and a lot that attracted me to the business, and it's in an industry that I'm very passionate about because I'm very much into natural health myself, natural health approaches, natural health solutions, natural health products. So there's a lot that I do know. I know obviously they run AdWords and they do a certain amount of social as well, and so I know a lot about the markets that they're trying to go into and how they're trying to approach those markets, how they're trying to tell their brand story, and lots of other things. So there's a pretty good body, I guess, of information that I do know going in, but there's a tremendous amount that I don't know yet, and these are the kind of things that I'll be looking to cover off. It's more the personalities at play, it's more who does what and sort of how do they fit into that puzzle, with around 85 staff. 85 staff, I guess. It's not a small company. It's a medium-sized, mid-sized company, and seeing how the dynamics of those personalities play out. Between two locations. The head office up here in Auckland, the fulfillment center and operations down in Golden Bay, and seeing how that dynamic really plays together and who feels responsible for what and how I'm gonna, I guess, fit into that puzzle. So in any case, there's a lot I do know, and there's a lot I don't know. And really, for me, the focus in the first month, at least in the first couple of weeks anyway, is to really settle in. I guess get to know people, let people get to know me, see how I can best plug any gaps that may be in the business, whether that be from a more technical standpoint and trying to give some key advice on core architecture and some of the systems needed. Sorry, that's Google Maps telling me where I need to get off here and fastest route. So So anyways, I'm really looking forward to getting stuck in and sharing some of, I guess, my experiences and lessons moving from agency side back to merchant side again. I've got a good broad range of experience that will hopefully be useful to other e-commerce managers and maybe aspiring digital people in the marketplace that are looking to grow their digital career, and really sort of seeing it from a bird's eye view, an insider's view of what it looks like to go from merchant side to agency side to merchant side again. So I had a pure play online business myself that I owned for nearly 8 years, and then sold that business off. So I very much know the merchant side very well. I've worked for several agencies now. In fact, I got my start in the industry working for a digital agency about 15 years ago. So, more than that, 16, 17 years ago. So, anyways, just wanted to sort of share what we're doing here, and what I'm going through, the experiences that I'm having, and hopefully some of these insights from the trenches, from the coalface, at a very successful, admittedly, HealthPost is very successful. They do things very, very well. That's one of the reasons that I wanted to work with the company. They're looking at expanding internationally into new markets. They already operate in several international markets, but they're looking to grow and expand that. And I'm looking to see how I can possibly provide some key input there on on cross-border trade and fulfillment and 3PL, 4PL, and all the different things that are required, I guess, operationally, from payment systems and gateways in various countries, and some of the core hard infrastructure that you have to have in order to be able to fulfill and provide customer service internationally from different time zones, different languages, different cultures, different expectations on the customer side. I know I've got many mates who are working particularly hard on penetrating the Chinese market, and so I get to interface with them on a regular basis, and they tell me, I guess, stories from the trenches from their side. So hopefully I can take some of those experiences and that knowledge they've shared with me and take that into HealthPost and hopefully leverage that up and skill that up within the business. There's going to be a lot of knowledge within HealthPost already, and what they do and how they do it. But I guess more than anything else, I'm looking to bring a fresh set of eyes to the table, and hopefully a fresh set of experiences to the table that will simply add on to or I guess enhance what the business is already doing. Now, from a digital marketing standpoint, I know they're doing a lot of stuff very well from a digital marketing standpoint, but as part of that stack of things I don't know, I don't know 100% of what they're doing, how they're doing it from a digital marketing standpoint, from a social standpoint, from a brand and storytelling standpoint. I know some of the things that they're doing from their blog, and some of the other things that they do in terms of the content that they put out into the marketplace around story and brand. But I in terms of the day-to-day operations, BAU stuff, don't really know, and those are really, really key things, because sure, strategy is very important, but day-to-day tactics and execution and implementation really are the key, especially around consistency. So when you're in the marketplace and you're acting as, I guess, a leader in that particular vertical or that space, consistency is really key. So whether that be service and making sure that the delivery of products is always executed as best as possible, making sure that some of that last mile contact between you as a business and the customer is human as opposed to automated, because I guess a lot of us digital guys, me included, we rush to automate, we rush to integrate, we rush to do things in a scalable fashion, in an electronically scalable fashion. And so what I'll be looking to do is to, I guess, automate as much of the behind the scenes stuff, and then scale the unscalable. And so when I talk about scale the unscalable, some of the small ways in which we can look at potentially scaling the unscalable is instead of having an abandoned cart follow-up email, have the systems behind the scenes queuing those up as effectively cases. And if somebody abandons their cart and they leave the site before executing their purchase, can we follow up with them via phone? Can we have that personal touch on that last mile? So automate everything in terms of capturing those abandoned carts and capturing the customer's contact information, but can we introduce a human touch to that last mile of connection, that last mile of communication, to really start building up, I guess, a relationship, a genuine, authentic human one-to-one relationship as much as we can. So these are the types of things I'm looking at today, and I'll keep you posted. But once again, I'm just sort of bedding in today and getting to know everybody, and just take it quietly and slow, but trying to learn as much as I can, and get stuck in. Thanks.